Yup, yup. That's a Southpaw Talk with Southpaw Slick. And today's video is a really hot topic. I kind of like this one. I'm going to call the video, I like her butt. I like her butt. And no, I don't mean her rear end. B-U-T. Like, there's like an issue. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. I like her butt. And this is coming from one of my male Instagram followers. He said that he's been talking to this chick for a while, one that he grew to like over time. But, see, exactly. But he recently found out that she escorts on the side. And he said the reason he even knows about it is because one of his friends who actually does frequent escorts from time to time saw an ad with her, and he screenshotted it and sent it to him. And it was like, damn, like, you know, it was like, I still like this chick, because, you know, it was like, I got to know her, we got to bond a little bit, but it's like, I can't rock with her the same way, you know, like I'm embarrassed, or I would be embarrassed to be seen with her, right? And I completely understand where you're coming from, right? He says he's 25 years old, so this definitely makes this topic a little bit more interesting, which I'm going to get into, right? For one, I've actually been involved in a similar situation like this. I think I was like 19, 20 at the time. And one of my friends saw a girl that I really liked. This is not one that I actually got to know. It was more so like a crush type thing. So I didn't really like pursue her in any way, and definitely not after this. But he said he went to a strip club in Charlotte, and he saw her in there on stage and everything, shaking ass and everything, titties out and everything, right? And I was like, damn, like, you know, it's like, yeah, I still am infatuated with her, but I no longer had the desire to actually pursue her. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you said that you were embarrassed, you know what I mean? Like, or you would be embarrassed to be seen with her, because that's how I felt. I'm like, thankfully I didn't actually build a bond with this chick like you have. You know what I mean? So there is some kind of, you know, investment on your part, so it makes it worse. Me, it was more so like, look the other way, like she's no longer an option whatsoever. You know what I mean? And I'm like thinking to myself, this was back then. You know, like usually finding out something like, or at least a woman that had a sketchy past. And when I mean sketchy, I'm talking about sex industry, whether it's stripping, you know, porn star, escort, whatever the case may be. If she's involved in that industry in some way, shape, or variation. I'm saying it's even worse now. Like at my time when that happened, yeah, you had, you know, MySpace. I think MySpace was like pretty much dying. You know, Facebook was still in its like, you know, early stages. So it wasn't like, you know, super widespread. Yeah, you had escort ads back then, but it was pretty much just Craigslist, and they took that shit down over time. So it was like, you know, it was more so a word of mouth thing, you know, like ears and eyes open type shit. You know what I mean? That's the only reason I found out about it. Otherwise, none of us would have never known if he didn't go to that strip club in Charlotte. And she was smart to do that, to go strip in Charlotte instead of Winston. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, like people locally, at least most people locally, wouldn't know what she was involved in. Because she possibly could have been selling box on the side too. You know what they say about that back room. That's why I'm saying it was word of mouth. Now you said you're 25 years old. So it's even worse now, because you have to factor in the prevalence of um, the sex industry on social media. If you count more escort sites, if you count OnlyFans, Premium Snap, just their social media page in general, just their Instagram page, their Twitter page, I'm saying you can see a lot of sexual shit that they're involved in. You know what I mean? I'm saying now it's even easier to get caught up with liking the chick that's involved in the sex industry in some way, shape, or form. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I'm just thinking, like, damn, like it was already bad enough. Now it's even worse. And to think about it, there's so many women that are involved in this shit. I said I can't tell you how many pages, both people I know personally and just ones I see on Instagram, for example. There's a whole bunch. I'll say like at least 75% of the time, and that's being nice. 75% of the time, I'm gonna see an OnlyFans link, a Cash App, something. Page full of twerking, ass out, titties out. That's why I'm saying it's even worse now. So I'm saying, so I definitely feel bad for you in that case. Because I'm saying, because the next chick you like, you can go on her fucking Instagram page and you find out that she has an OnlyFans. And it's not no softcore shit either. She's actually getting piped on video and everybody can see that. That's what I'm saying. She's a click away. You know what I'm saying? That's embarrassing. You know what I mean? You can't be walking around with no chick like that. And I said, and it just made me think about two Instagram chicks that I fuck with. One I actually follow on Instagram. One I keep up with her on Instagram, but I follow her on Facebook. And the one that I follow on Instagram is Luxury Hustler. Now I'm gonna link their profiles in the description. And Luxury Hustler, she's fucking fine as fuck. She's bad. Now, yeah, she has that glammed up Instagram look, but you can tell that she's pretty. You know, she's like naturally pretty. And I was like, damn. I was actually on her live stream. I mean, we weren't actually talking, but I was in the chat on Sunday afternoon. And it was great. We were entertained by her, you know, like she's funny. Her titties popped out twice when she was like, oh, don't tell nobody about this. And that's when I said, we quiet. There ain't no gunners in here. And then she busted out laughing off of that. So I actually made her laugh, which made me feel good. But doing research on her, like prior to that, I found out, which I'm not surprised because she already had an OnlyFans. I found out that she also escorts on the side. And she's been escorting since she was, what, like 21, 22? If we're basing it on the ads that I ran across, because she's 25 now. Same age as you. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's even worse now. So I'm like, fuck, man. Like, and I'm like, once again, infatuated, because I don't know her personally. She lives in a different state. She lives in Dallas. I'll tell you one thing, though. If I was out that way, I would hit her up. Not on no, like, romantic shit, obviously. But I would give her a visit, because she's bad, man. And she got some pretty ass toes. That's what locked me in on her. You guys know how I am with that. Right? But there's one that I would have been like, you know, I might give her a shot. And then, oh, never mind. That's what I'm saying. But I like her, but that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. The next one I thought about was Justice Smith, who also lives in the Texas area. I think she lives outside of Houston. Last I checked. She's 22. I've brought her up before. How like she talks about how, you know, she's like irritated with men and she's considering dating women and, you know, like fuck all y'all niggas, just give me my money and that's it. The way she talks, I'm more than certain she sells box on the side. She has an OnlyFans, definitely. And I said her page is plastered with, you know, very tantalizing photos. If you get my drift, you know what I'm saying? You pretty much got my drift by now. But that's what I'm saying. Like, these are two chicks I would find attractive and possibly look at them as a romantic prospect. Otherwise, if they weren't involved in this shit, that's what I'm saying. Like, the way she talks, she definitely sells box. I'm saying, like, maybe she goes under another name. Like, if she has an escort ad. Well, I'm sure if somebody slides in her DM for the right price, she'll take it. Like, I just know. You know what I mean? It's like that intuition is kicking in. I know she sells box. I already know she does. 22. But like I said, the other chick, Luxury Hustler. I mean, she goes under like a couple of names. She has Leela, Life of Leela. That was her YouTube channel. She still has it up, but she has no videos on it. She took them down a couple of years ago, based on her Twitter. I found her on Twitter, and she had links that led to her YouTube channel, but all those videos are gone. And the other name was Lady Armani 96. That's it, Lady Armani 96. So I'm saying if you do a background check on her, pops right up. Escort ad, everything. And I'm like, damn, dog. Like, but at least I know what she about ahead of time. That's what I said. We know you gotta pay up front. Hey, I'm cool with that. But just to think, like, fuck, I hit that fucking ladder. But just to think, like, this is gonna get even worse. You know what I mean? I'm saying for the guys coming up now. I'm saying every chick that you run into, every chick that you like, there's a possibility that she has a sketchy past. You know what I mean? Or a current sketchy lifestyle. Because a lot of them, they're not out of the game. They're still in the game. And I'm saying just to think that you might be cuffing one of these girls. And it's like, you not only do you have to vet them, like personally, like actually get to know them, but you gotta like do a background check on top of that. You gotta do a whole facts. You gotta do a whole facts even more. Back then you had to, but at the same time, it was easier to hide. Now it's not. Unless you put up nothing on your social media, which that's damn near impossible. You know that's not gonna happen. I'm saying the way everybody is about getting a bag, and just to think these women can get a bag easy. All they gotta do is sell some ass or show some ass, and everything is fine. That's why I said they're not turning down, men throwing money at them. But that's what I'm saying. It's just gonna get worse. Like, fuck. Like I said in the strip club video, like will strip clubs become obsolete? Which they will, because of the internet. Now that's not to say that they're gonna be like, completely non-existent. Basically, it's gonna be like having a watch. No, you don't need a watch anymore, but people still wear one, because it's fashionable. It's a status symbol. Like if you have like a Jacob watch or a Rolex, I'm saying that still it means something. So yeah, it's something you don't need anymore. Like it's like, technologically irrelevant, but still, it still has use. The radio, for example, you don't need radio, but it still has its use. I mean, people still listen to the radio. I don't, but I know most people do. That's still how some people find out about new music. It's just the way it is. Some stuff are still going to be around. The strip club will be around, but it's not going to be as lucrative as it once was because of the internet. Escorting is definitely going to be on. It has been on the rise. It has been on the rise. So I'm saying, like I said, 9 times out of 10, most of the women you run into, at least the ones that are like social media figures, they sell box. They sell box, and a lot of men are more than willing to pay. Because once again, men nowadays, they don't have the confidence, they don't have the swag. They don't know how to approach women nowadays. They don't know how to speak to women nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just easier just to pay up front. And even the guys that do, like I said before, I have more money than I have time. Like I said, if I can just pay you up front, $100, $200 just to get my dick wet real quick, fine, so be it. That's better than actually trying to get to know you. And then it'd be bullshit anyway. You know what I mean? That's why I said that's just the way it is now. But definitely want to talk about this more, but break's about to be over. Southpaw Slick, I'm out.